right, we're going to interrupt this weather forecast to bring you straight to the Justice Department. An announcement being made. The Justice Department is suing Ticketmaster and its parent company Live Nation, accusing it of holding an illegal monopoly over the concert ticket market. Let's dip in.
Live Nation Ticketmaster's exorbitant fees and technological failures have been criticized by fans and artists alike. But we are not here today because Live Nation Ticketmaster's conduct is inconvenient or frustrating. We are here because, as we allege, that conduct is anti-competitive and illegal. Our complaint makes clear what happens when a monopolist dedicates its resources to entrenching its monopoly power and insulating itself from competition rather than investing in better products and services. We allege that Live Nation has illegally monopolized markets across the live concert industry in the United States for far too long. It is time to break it up. Live Nation Ticketmaster has made itself ubiquitous in the live entertainment industry. It controls at least 80% of primary ticketing at major concert venues. It directly manages more than 400 artists and controls more than 60% of concert promotions across the country. And it owns or controls more than 60% of large amphitheaters in the United States. We allege that to sustain this dominance, Live Nation relies on unlawful, anti-competitive conduct to exercise its monopolistic control over the live events industry in the United States and over the fans, artists, independent promoters, and venues that power the industry. The result is that fans pay more in fees, artists have fewer opportunities to play concerts, smaller promoters get squeezed out, and venues have fewer real choices for ticketing services. As detailed in our complaint, Live Nation Ticketmaster locks out competition in ticketing through the use of long-term, exclusive ticketing contracts with venues that can last over a decade, as well as by acquiring venues themselves. With exclusive agreements that cover more than 70% of concert ticket sales at major concert venues across the country, Ticketmaster can impose a seemingly endless list of fees on fans. Those include ticketing fees, service fees, convenience fees, platinum fees, price master fees, per order fees, handling fees, and payment processing fees, among others. For fans in the United States, this illegal conduct means higher prices. In other countries, where venues are not bound by Ticketmaster's exclusive ticketing contracts, venues often use multiple ticketing companies for the same event, and fans see lower fees and more innovative ticketing products as a result. We also allege that Live Nation Ticketmaster uses these long-term ticketing agreements with venues and its control over those venues to unlawfully pressure artists into agreeing to use its promotion services. In fact, Live Nation often sacrifices profits it could earn as a venue owner by letting its venues sit empty, rather than opening them to artists who do not use Live Nation promotion services, even during peak concert season. Live Nation has not only deployed anti-competitive tactics to coerce artists and venues into using its services and to charge fans excessive fees, it has also worked strategically and illegally to eliminate the threat of potential rivals from emerging across any of its businesses. As detailed in our complaint, Live Nation suffocates its competition using a variety of tactics, from acquisitions of smaller regional promoters and venues, to threats and retaliation, to agreements with rivals designed to neutralize them. This has included acquiring or co-opting key independent promoters, even when the economics of a particular deal did not make sense for Live Nation's promotions business. For example, as recounted in our complaint, Live Nation acquired a controlling stake in AC Entertainment, an independent promoter in Tennessee. Live Nation's chief strategy officer assured executives that even though, quote, The numbers are not super exciting, and this feels like more of a defensive move. The acquisition helped, quote, grow our moat in the Nashville market. When faced with another potential competitor to its promotions business, Live Nation took action to ensure that the competitor would not threaten its dominance in the live music industry. Live Nation initially categorized that competitor, the venue operator, Oak View Group, as one of its, quote, biggest competitor threats. Over time, however, Oak View and Live Nation morphed from competitors into partners. As detailed in our complaint, Live Nation executives repeatedly scolded Oak View for trying to compete. In one instance, in 2016, Live Nation's CEO warned Oak View that competition would only lead to artists demanding more compensation. The Live Nation CEO emailed Oak View writing, quote, let's make sure we don't let them now start playing us off, referring to a prominent artist agency. Oak View backed down. In a similar instance in 2022, Live Nation's CEO scolded Oak View's CEO, quote, who would be so stupid to do this and play into the artist agent's arms, close quote. Oak View again backed down. Quote, we have never promoted without you, won't, said its CEO, and later added, quote, I never want to be competitors, close quote. We also allege that Live Nation has repeatedly wielded its powers to keep its rivals from expanding in the U.S. concert promotions market through threats and retaliation. In 2021, Live Nation threatened to retaliate against private equity firm Silver Lake unless one of the latter's portfolio companies, TEG, stopped competing with Live Nation for artist promotion contracts in the United States. Live Nation CEO told Silver Lake that he, quote, failed to understand why Silver Lake, quote, continued to invest in a business that competes with Live Nation, close quote. The threats ultimately succeeded, and Silver Lake has tried to sell TEG altogether. We allege that Live Nation does not maintain its dominance in the live entertainment industry by staying ahead of its competition on the merits. It does so by unlawfully eliminating its competition. We allege that Live Nation controls the live entertainment industry in the United States because it is breaking the law. I am grateful to the Justice Department's Antitrust Division for their excellent work on this case. The live entertainment industry is complex and well-sourced. Taking on this case has required persistence and diligence by the antitrust lawyers who are behind me today and by their team. I am proud to work with them. People always remember the first time that they were transformed by live music. I still remember, as a senior in college, going to a Bonnie Raitt concert and seeing a then up-and-coming musician named Bruce Springsteen play as a warm-up act. We all knew that we had just seen the future of rock and roll. The Justice Department filed this lawsuit on behalf of fans who should be able to go to concerts without a monopoly standing in their way. We have filed this lawsuit on behalf of artists who should be able to plan their tours around their fans and not be dictated by an unlawful monopolist. We have filed this lawsuit on behalf of the independent promoters and venues which should be able to compete on a level playing field. And we have filed this lawsuit on behalf of the American people. It is time for fans and artists to stop paying the price for Live Nation's monopoly. It is time to restore competition and innovation in the entertainment industry. It is time to break up Live Nation Ticketmaster. The American people are ready for it. Thank you. I'll now turn this over to the Deputy Attorney General.
We have been listening to Attorney General Merrick Garland discuss the DOJ's lawsuit against Ticketmaster parent company Live Nation, accusing it of illegally monopolizing the live entertainment industry. saying it has thwarted, even suffocated competition. And as a result, fans pay more. It also hurts artists, venues, and promoters, according to the Department of Justice. And they say it is time to break it up.
Yeah, and we've actually already heard from Live Nation. They delivered a statement, and their counter argument is, in fact, this isn't a monopoly, that they characterize this as a PR win, and I'm quoting, for the DOJ in the short term, but it will lose in court because it ignores basic economics of live entertainment, such as the fact that the bulk of the service fees goes to the venues and that the competition has steadily eroded Ticketmaster's market share and profit margin. And they argue that this ultimately would not result in ticket prices going down at all. But this has been a concern since these two companies merged in 2010. And the company's actually sort of been under federal oversight ever since then. When they did merge, they got rid of some ticketing assets, and they made a promise that they weren't going to force venues necessarily to work with them in this way. But it looks like the Justice Department doesn't feel like they're holding up their end of the bargain.
Yeah, I mean, they own 250 venues. They manage about 60% of promotions nationwide. So Live Nation says they're going to defend against these baseless allegations. But of course, we'll continue to monitor this press conference from the DOJ.